Hey, and welcome back to our Business of Healthcare podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. So, I have got another solo episode for you. And in this episode, I am just going to talk you through how I plan my week. So for any of you guys who are new around here, my name is Tara Humphrey. I run a small business called THC Primary Care, where we provide facilitation, training, consultancy, and interim network management to primary care networks. I've had this business for 8.5 years at the time of recording. I have 3 children, all in secondary school, and I am married and I have got a dog. Okay. And for those of you who do not know what a primary care network is, I didn't know either before I started working in it. A primary care network is a group of general practice surgeries coming together to deliver clinical services and projects to a wider population, a population beyond their initial patient list size. So let's jump in. When I organise my time, I broadly organise myself into 5 core areas. And I've got some notes: family commitments, my team, client deliverables, diary commitments, and brand building activities. So my family commitments come first. I mentioned I've got 3 kids. For 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, the kids have got clubs. So I'll look in my diary where all of their after school clubs are scheduled, just to remind myself of who needs to be where and who is going to be picking them up and dropping them off. I typically do the pickups, and my husband, Mark, their dad, does the drop-offs. So I just like to be on top of it, especially with my youngest's dance clubs. They keep changing the time, so I need to be on it, or she'll miss them. Okay. And then also coming up, we've got a routine hospital appointment with my youngest daughter who's got type 1 diabetes, but my husband does those appointments. And interestingly, this week I'm talking at the Diabetes Professional Care Conference, and that presentation is titled "Why I No Longer Take My Daughter to Type 1 Diabetes Appointments." That's a story for another day. So the kids come first, it's their world, and we just live in it. So next up is the team. I will look through the diary to see who's on holiday, who is working on client sites. And then this coming Monday, we've got a team day where all of the team members are working in the office, and we'll have a team meeting. And I've also got one-to-ones of the team, so I'll need to prepare for those. And then every Monday morning, typically we have a Monday morning meeting where we go through the priorities of the week. When the guys are in the office, the meeting is a little bit longer, and we look at the strategic priorities happening in the business. So I will need to prepare for that. Okay, client deliverables. I've got some notes. So I mentioned I'm speaking at the Diabetes Professional Care Conference, and my presentation is called "Why I No Longer Attend My Child's Type 1 Diabetes Appointments." I also need to send 2 of our facilitation clients a facilitation brief of what I plan to deliver in their session based on a planning call that we had. Also leading on one of the sessions for our New to GP partnership program. A little bit outside of the business, I am judging the Kent and Medway Business Awards. So I've got 6 interviews to do with the shortlisted finalists. Also delivering a session at the Thames Valley RCGP, Royal College of General Practitioners chapter. So I need to prepare a slide deck for them. And I also need to discuss with my assistant the scheduling of 6 new facilitation clients. So those are the client deliverables. And the reality is that's the plan. That list will triple throughout the week. And which is fine, which is the business. I'd much rather be busy. So diary commitments. When I look through my diary, I'm just looking at where I am in the country. I do a lot of traveling. This week, the only outing I have is at the diabetes conference in London. I'm also just looking at the meetings that I have. I've got 20 meetings, and that is pretty standard. But I also have a day of no meetings, which is so important, because I'm looking in my diary to see, like, when do I actually have blank space to be able to do my work and not just be in meetings. Those are the brand building activities. 4 podcasts, and this is my second solo, and then I've got 2 interview podcasts to record, so I'm on track. I also need to write next week's blog. This week's blog's already sorted. I need to write next week's blog, and I also need to start drafting an article for the British Journal of Healthcare Management, which I'm really excited. It's peer reviewed, so I need to be on my A game. So those are the brand building activities I need to do this week. Yeah. And then also, I thought I'd share with you the tools that I use to support my planning. So, along with our Monday morning meeting, we use Microsoft Teams and we have a channel called Workload. So, each member of the team will put their key priorities. I don't want to see their whole to do list. I want to see their big list, like the stuff that I've shared with you, the big stuff that they need to achieve this week. We also have Asana, which is an online project management tool that I will use to mainly delegate tasks to other people, but I also heavily use Asana to manage our content schedule. So, like the blog and the podcast and the newsletter, and now YouTube. And that is the main tool I use with my assistant Valentina, because I'm constantly saying, Valentina, you do X, Y, and Z. So, all of the nitty gritty tasks go in Asana. And then I use, as my notebook, I use my iPad and I use an app called GoodNotes to just put my day-to-day tasks in there. So I'm going to be really honest. I'm rushing this because I'm recording this on a Saturday and I need to go and pick my daughter Talia up from dance class. So not everything can be done in the 9 to 5. Sometimes it can. Very rarely it doesn't for me. The brand building activity, the blogs, the podcasts tend to get done outside of my normal working hours, mainly because I'm not interrupted. Yeah, sorry, team. Like I can't be writing a blog or recording a podcast when throughout the day it's like, oh, Tara, can I just speak to you? Tara, can I just speak to you? Or I've got meetings. So I just finding the time where I can as a working mum. I'm not. So this is how I plan. I've planned like this for years, and I would really struggle if I didn't go through the process that I've just walked you through each week. And I look at my diary for a couple of weeks out, and then me and Valentina are always in conversation around, do I need to move a meeting? Do I need to cancel a meeting? The diary, I could have somebody full time on my diary. I don't know how Valentina does it. It moves around all of the time. But I like this process. Are you guys planners? You more go with the flow? Let me know how you like to approach your workload, any tools. I'm always looking for just different tools. I'm happy to experiment. And yeah, that is how I plan the week. And now I need to run and pick one of the kids up. Okay, I'll see you in the next episode.